Hey everybody, it's ElCid932 on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me. This is episode 10 of Alone. Please make sure, since you're enjoying this content, to hit that like, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and leave a comment below. We always talk back and forth. I learned so much from you in the comments, and I hope you learned so much from me as well. So let's get into it, y'all. And I have to say, this is the final episode, and I'm feeling a little sad about it because we won't be meeting up in the comments too much. But if there's a survival show you'd like me to review or recap, please put it in the comments. But this is our final episode, and what a journey it has been. And we start, of course, always with a quote. It says, "It's never too late to be who you might have been." Mary Ann Evans, from George Eliot. Now it's day 27, 3:08 p.m. We start with Katie. Remember, she was hunting. She was hunting the deer around, and she drops her arrow, and it spooks them, and they run away. And she said, "This is very disappointing." She said, "The female was coming towards me, and my clothes got caught on the acacia tree." So we're told that acacia thorns can grow up to 3 inches in length. So she had to be real close to the tree. But then again, the thorns, 3 inches is a very long distance. She said she blown her hunting chances today. She feels frustrated. She's so close, but so far. It's a pivotal point, she says. But plants, her body don't want plants anymore. She said she's been eating plants all this time. And, she says it may be ruining her chances of staying long-term since she cannot hunt. She says she's not getting enough protein. She's starting to feel tired, and the body doesn't want plants anymore. And the possibility of success is what's driving her. But it's a cruel twist of faith because this feels like a big passing quest. DEATH quest, but for YouTube guidelines, I can't say that word. So we're told many indigenous cultures have traditions that bring individuals close to the experience of passing away. The quest is a process of seeking what parts of an individual's ego needs to perish so that they may fully be alive. She said this is more like a commitment quest. It takes, away energy, from certain points of her life for her to be able to find her life's purpose. She said what she needs to stop putting energy into and freeing herself so she can move forward with her life. I'm like, maybe giving up meat? Is that one of the, items it's trying to teach you? To maybe give up meat from your diet? I don't know. It's day 28, 10:26 a.m. She said she dreamt about buying a steak to go fishing. And I'm like, that is just food on food on food. She needs bait for the fishing, but the steak, I'm sure you're not going to buy it to just give it to the fish. She's going for a walk. She's feeling cold. Maybe it's because of all the weight loss. And we're told she's lost 31 pounds or 14 kilograms since day 1. So she is tired of eating greens. The African cabbage doesn't taste good anymore, and she got to figure this out. She said when doing something so extreme, she's discovering and seeing new parts of herself, and she's going to sit and contemplate. It is 12:17 p.m. It's still day 28. And she said what's really possible, and what's really on the edge. She commits fully to everything. And she realized over the years she commits to friends, other relationships, even businesses, even when there are signs it's not going to work. She's stuck in this, and she has to make it somehow. And she has to make it work for her. She said realizing this is not healthy, and she has to let go of expectations in all aspects of her life, including here on Alone. She said now is time to rewrite the code for herself. She said she had to come to South Africa to let go of what's old in her life so she can move ahead. She makes the call, y'all, and officially taps out. I have a picture of that, and also the boat and crew come for Katie. She said the country is besting her at this point, and it's wise not to hurt herself. She's letting go of parts of her life, and that's the biggest, so she could start anew. She found confidence and personal power. She said life is working for you no matter whether you like it or not, or know it or not. And she trusts that this is what was meant to be. She enjoyed being here and alone. It's been a quest for her real truth. It has been humbling, yet very powerful. The energy of the stoic rock is coming home with her, and she thanks the land for that. Now remember, she had the huge rock where the baboons were on. That's what she's talking about, the stoic rock. Now I'm continuing with Katie. Since she had the ride home, she said it's hard to let go of the expectations of the experience by tapping out because she wanted to win. She said you have to just accept what is. She learned she is ready to move forward in life and is a sense of growing new in her life. And she's ready to move forward. I thank you so much, Katie. I have to give you a round of applause. I mean, really, Katie, it has been a pleasure and a joy to watch your experience and to learn so much from you. All three of you, I will definitely be giving you a clap and definitely appreciate, what you've done and accomplished on Alone. Now, I'm going to do Nathan and Kelsey. I'm going to do them how the show did it so I don't give you all the details right away. If you have seen it, bravo. But I'm going to do it since it's only two people. I'll be going back and forth. Now we know Katie's down. We are down to, two people. So, but before we get to two people, we have Nathan. He says he puts the final touches on his shelter, including an animal skull with horns on the top. I will show you a picture. Day 28, 7:12 a.m. He said last night he roasted buffalo thorn seeds to make coffee. And we're told while free of caffeine, buffalo thorn is rich in calories, which helps boost the energy. He thinks of his wife and their time together having coffee in the mornings, and his brain is always focused on something. He said he's not always available because he's rarely doing nothing in his head. The morning coffee with his wife, she tells him that she thinks of nothing. And he didn't believe that. He's like, how could you not think of anything? He said, but it's healthy for his brain to stop and think of nothing, and he feels more present. He said he boiled the grounds in a pot and will work on the interior of his shelter. I guess he hopes to live. Here's my thing. I hope, Nathan, you live in it longer than you took to build it. I'm sorry. It took you 10 days to build it. And I doubt you're going to be here long enough for 10 days to be under your belt living in it. Maybe 5. I think he finished building it on day 24. And we'll see when he leaves. So we're told that he needs a floor plan. Or he tells us that. He needs a big bed, and he's making it with rock, sand, and the grass that's left over on the outside instead of taking them away from the area. So he says, sun up, coffee time. And he said, it looks like a dark roast. I guess anything to make you think it's coffee. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I'm sure you guys who are really understand it. Now, buffalo thorn coffee, we're told, has a sweet taste due to the use of the tree berries in it. So I understand, okay? He says, morning and miss you, wife. He is settling into a new phase and just contemplating things. He misses his kids and his wife, and he has deep waves of this. But he's enjoying being here, and he wants to stay. He has to figure out how to, get more calories. I'm glad to hear it, because I'm worried, Nathan. Because every time you say you're missing your wife, you're missing your kids, I'm like, nah, is this the time? Is this what's going to happen? You're worrying me, Nathan. Day 29, 8:43 a.m. We're still on Nathan. We're told 2 people remaining, because, of course, Katie would have tapped out by then. The current temperature is 28 degrees Fahrenheit and -2 degrees Celsius. We see Kelsey. She shows us that the water in her pot is frozen solid from overnight. And I'll show you a picture of that. Participants are allowed a toothbrush in addition to their 10 items because she's poking at the ice with her toothbrush. She said there's frost every morning. She's getting skinnier and skinnier, and it may be because the circulation is getting worse because of how skinny she is. We're told when the body is starving, the heart beats more weakly, and it conserves energy. She said she thought it out, or go home, but she'll tough it out. She says, let's take a walk and let's see. If she passes out, the worst that's going to happen is they're going to have to come out and get her. She said she walked into the lookout rock. She says she's officially out of food. She had the last bit of her jerky. There's no fishing, but she's put out several bait several times. She says she will lose weight, but, she's not that skinny yet. But she'll keep on trying until she cannot. She sees deer. She sees bush bucks. And I have pictures of that for you. We're told the bush buck stripes help them blend into the environment and avoid predators. I'm sure if I didn't circle it, you would still see it, but one of them looks very, very much very camouflaged. She sees wildlife, that she does not see at home, and this is part of her journey. They are a part of her journey. She said it's hard to be out here and not fantasize about winning. Okay. She'll use the money to help improve animals' lives. And, an ideal partnership is based on respect and support. And she has that with her partner, Brady. She hears baboons. They too are camouflaged from her distance, so I had to circle them in the photo. She said this clears her mind and gets her mentally strong. And she says she's coming down to the mental game and digging deep. She says you have to be mentally strong to be out here. People out here have families, jobs, and kids that pull them, and they want to go home. And she doesn't have to go home for anything. She tells herself to suck it up. But I find that interesting because you got Brady at home. But I understand you don't, but you're a lab tech for a vet. Don't you have to go back? I didn't understand that part. But I kind of understood it too. She said if she leaves, she can't make it another hour. She said, but it could all be mental. And she doesn't know what's going to happen. This is alone. Haven't you seen it? Anything can happen. So I'm like really worried for her, y'all. So then it's day 30, 7:47 a.m. We see Nathan. He says there's nothing on fishing. It's getting colder. And he's officially out of food. He said expected to do better, but he's seeing a lot of breaching in the water. Okay? And we're told breaching is when the fish leap out of the water to escape predators. Nathan wants to catch one of them. He's like, I need to catch one of them. You need a net. You need a long pole with a net that when it jumps out, you just scoop under them. He said the downside of the shelter is the calories it took to build it. He said he should have balanced it with food gathering. We're told he spent nearly 22,000 calories building the shelter. He said he needs food, and the fish seems best, but it's not happening. He is getting lightheaded when he stands up. So he decides to harvest the prickly pear. We're told that prickly pear gives nearly 80 calories per 200 grams. Remember, Jit went out after he had prickly pear, and I do believe Will as well. But I think we didn't see them do this part, okay? He said he's going to roast it. He's going to burn the thorns off and eat it. And I wonder if this is the part we didn't see them doing is what got them medically removed or at least tapping out for Jit. He said going up the hill will burn too many calories for a chance at hunting. So the roasted prickly pears we hear is an effective way of removing their very short spines known as glochids. I hope I said that correctly. He says Erica and he has 10 kids between them. I was like, wow, great Brady bunch, great blended family. He says each day he thinks of a child, and today is Isaiah. He's hoping Isaiah has a great summer. He can't wait to catch up with him. Isaiah, is his little world traveler, travels everywhere, and he was the last one to be with his brother before he passed, meaning Isaiah's brother, which is the son that, Nathan spoke about before, who passed away. He said the brothers were traveling in Vietnam. Isaiah came back home, but Porter stayed. Isaiah is close in age with Porter, and they bonded as close as any brothers can be. Porter looked out for Isaiah, and Porter's passing was especially hurtful to Isaiah. When Porter was struggling with his substance abuse issues, the roles had changed, and Isaiah took on the role of his caregiver. In a large family, Nathan points out correctly that it is important that older siblings fill in the roles when parents cannot be there all the time. He said when he was coming on the show, it was Isaiah who reassured him he should go. He should go do it. He said his meal of prickly pear ain't great. He'll try fishing tonight. Day 32, 3:37 p.m. He's tired. It's a long day of fishing. Nothing happening. He's drinking his coffee. He says how, you need a strong mind in order to win. But he doesn't know. He said it may be less about strength and more about personality. How are you wired? He thinks of his mom and when the cows got out. He said his dad sent him and his older brothers out to get the cows. He said he couldn't keep up with them and he just laid down and looked at the sky. He thought he would pass away. He woke up and his mom had a hand on his shoulder and he thought, she was there to rescue him. She said, no, you need to go with your brothers and get the cows. So he got up and started walking again and he met his brothers who got the cow and they returned home and he felt like, wow, I did it. Now here's my thing. I thought when he said that he was laying down, he thought he was going past, I thought it was a mirage of his mother. Not that his mother actually followed them and actually shook his shoulder. I later on realized it was what actually happened. He said his mom could have said, poor thing. She could have let him, get up and not finish the job. But she told him, go finish. He said if mom had rescued him, he wouldn't be who he is today. His mom taught all of them and he told his mom that he loves her. Now, the family tradition, he says, is of survival, and it came from both his mom and his dad. And we're reminded that his dad wrote the Survival Guide Outdoor Survival Skills and taught award-winning courses on survival. So he goes fishing at night. He said survival is part of the family culture, and he feels responsible to represent it well. He has not solved his calorie problem, and he's losing weight fast. We're told that Nathan lost nearly 20 pounds, 9 kilograms, since day one. He feels the lack of energy, the lack of cognitive ability, and the game plan is to keep trying and not give up. At 9:13 p.m., he hears a splash. Y'all, he's got a big fish. We're told this catfish is approximately 4 feet long and 10,000 calories and weighs about 50 pounds. Y'all, I'm like, can I go to South Africa and go some fishing? Oh my word, that's some big catfish. Those are massive. Do they have like catfish catching competitions or something? It's like, wow, 50-pound, 4 feet long catfish. Wow. He said he feels so good. The long dry spell has been broken in as far as fishing, and it's incredible to have food for several days here. Now, day 33, okay, we go to Kelsey. It's 10:13 a.m. She's walking her trail. She's going very slow, and she's exhausted. She's exhausted, and we're told she's only been walking 5 minutes. She says she can't go any further. It is 11:03 a.m. She says it's not going well. Her heart and her breathing is not good. She feels the need for a deep breath every few minutes and feels like she's not getting enough oxygen. Malnutrition can cause a shortness of breath as it reduces muscle mass and increases the chances of infection. She said it could be low blood pressure, dehydration, malnutrition, or all of the above. She has no energy to do anything right now. We're told she's lost 27 pounds since day one. She wants to be in the sun, she says, so she took off her jacket and stuff and lays in the sun. She says she's winded all the time and her legs feel like jello. She's lightheaded when she stands up and everything is exhausting her. As a vet tech, she tells us, folks ask her, when is the time to put down an animal? And she always tells them, get a calendar. And when the bad days outweigh the good days is when you know it's time. She says, but people bring in their animals carrying them where the animal cannot walk or cannot eat. And in her opinion, why let it get to that point? She says, we love the animals so much that we hang on to them to the very end. She says, you got to be strong enough to realize they may need to go before that. It's getting hard. She wants to, walk out on her own, and it's getting hard to just simply do that. It hurts when she lays down. She doesn't want the safety team to come in and scoop her up with a shovel. She says she doesn't need to prove anything to anyone anymore, even herself. She wants to leave with her boots on, fighting and kicking, and go out on a good day. She makes the call, y'all, and officially taps out. And the truck comes for Kelsey. She says she's exhausted. She can barely stand. She's, walking is like having a cinder block on her chest. She hates to use the word weaker, but, she's proud of what she did. She's never gone a day without food, and there are a lot of days without food out here. But she's going out on a good day. She's leaving because this journey needs to end for another one to begin. She said she came in as the underdog, and it's harder than she thought. So many meltdowns, and she talked herself up and out of it. And animals helped her. She can truly understand animals more. She felt she represented women very well. She says she's the first woman to catch big game, a big game animal on alone. And she, endured many storms. She's not giving up till the body can't go anymore. She let women know that they can do this and go out by themselves. The journey ended, but her story is just begun. Now no one can call her an underdog ever again. She is a force to be reckoned with. Kelsey, it has been a pleasure watching your journey. I'm getting teared up like Kelsey and I are real friends. She's a friend in my head. It has been a pleasure watching your journey. Definitely the strength within. I hope you see yourself the way I see you and other folks who watch alone see you. You did absolutely amazing. Marvelous. I definitely, probably going to look you up. See if as a lady you can take me out and teach me all you know. But it has been remarkable. I wish you all the best in your journey, and we'll get to your ride home now. Day 33, they give her some soup when the crew arrives, and she said it tastes like hot water, but she's happy to have it. And she's proud of what she's done. Empower, inspire, encourage. She said she won't truly be the end until she is 6 feet underground. She says South Africa has filled her soul. She's greeted by Katie, and she said the experience taught her she can overcome a lot with very little. So day 34. I think he may have been there more days. Yeah. He spent 10 days building it, and I think he finished on day 24, and now it's day 34. So the amount of time it took him to build it is the amount of time it took him to live in it. Day 34, 8:13 a.m., one person remaining. For those of you who have never watched alone, and I appreciate you, my subscribers, what they do is, Kelsey was able to tap out. They do a full overnight so that you could really say you are 24 hours past the last participant to declare a winner. That's why Nathan had to stay out there one more night. Nathan talks about his daughter, Eliza, and told him to put the name on the cabin. He said it would be meaningful to her, even though he doesn't understand it. And she showed him how to write it. No regrets. I, of course, have a picture for you. He is drinking coffee, and he said it's been a month, but that has flown by. And he's working towards slowing it down and just enjoying the area. The phone rings. Is the crew for a med check. They always do this on Alone. For those of you first-time watchers, they do a med check, and they do a med check weekly, okay? And so the participants know it can be random too, so they are aware they may get a call. It's a med check, and so this is how they're able to come there to see him and not tip him off that he won. The crew asks about his health, and someone is walking up on him. He talks about his kids. He says, his kids, he just hopes, this is going to inspire them. And when he's talking about that, someone walks up and says, "What is that about your kids?" And he turns around and he is shocked. Nathan is shocked. It is Isaiah, his world traveler. He hugs him. Okay. He said, "Oh my gosh, the world traveler is in South Africa." Isaiah, I figured it was going to be you since he kept saying you were the world traveler, but we didn't know if it was going to be his wife. But, y'all have so many siblings. It could have been either one. I was just, truly excited to see Isaiah since we heard so much. So the son said, "Hey, Dad, everything's good at home." He just put his mind to rest all around like everything's good at home. So he gets a tour of the fort. And Nathan says it's a sense of relief. Okay, it's a sense of relief that he no longer has to really struggle out here. And he's won. So he says, hey, do you want to have some catfish head with me? He's like, sure. And he had the catfish head, and they go and they sit down to enjoy the catfish head together. The massive 4-foot, 50-pound catfish head. Well, 50-pound catfish, but the head huge. So he says, I don't have to struggle anymore. He's feeling all kinds of emotions, and it's so good to have Isaiah there. He's glad he gets to share this with his son. It's so much food on the catfish head. And Isaiah says, it's not bad, because he said, give me a fatty piece. And he says, the cheeks, always the cheeks. But he says it's fun to hang out and share the spot with Isaiah. They sit by the water line and enjoy the catfish. He said the money is the cherry on top. This is the best kids' adventure and challenge. He left behind the cares of his life and the modern world and has reset his clock. It's like being his 12-year-old self. It is deeply satisfying. And he's walking around, y'all, we see, with his son and showing him just everything around camp and showing him his part of Alone. He said it's not easy. It's not like he didn't suffer. He said this human experience includes suffering. And on the other side of that suffering creates the opportunity for joy. He said his takeaway is a deep joy in life comes with relationships with other people. The biggest lesson of Alone. He has renewed energy for life after this experience. Nathan, congratulations on being the winner of this season of Alone. Even though it's only 10 episodes, it's a first. We've never been in South Africa. We've never had to deal with the heat and cold in this manner. So congratulations. Definitely, you have earned it. I was true when I said I didn't care which one of the three won, because y'all all had a wonderful journey. So let's talk about his home base. The staff talks to Isaiah about the game plan. We hear how they talk about him and put the, action figures on the bed on how he's to approach his dad in order to give them good film. Now this, I loved production, because we always don't know what happens behind the scenes with the family. So we appreciated the production crew giving us this glimpse, at least I did, of one, the home base trips, and two, what happens at home base to talk to the family. How do you approach the winner? Get us the good footage, blah, 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 blah. So I talk to him. They say, hey, you have to come on his right shoulder and just greet him, and we just do what comes naturally. So on the way home, they play us back all of that, of their seeing each other. He said on his way home, Nathan said he played the game and it turned out how it turned out. He wouldn't change the experience. He said, put your focus in something and things tend to work out. Not how you intended, but they will work out. Katie and Kelsey greet him. His experience on Alone has deepened his desire to be more human. And he remembers about Alone is the connection he felt with his family. At the end of the show, they gave us a memoriam of David Brooks McIntyre, winner of season 2 of Alone. He passed away November 22nd, 2024. I do give my condolences to his family. Again, that was just the second season of Alone, so he definitely was still a pioneer in this show. So y'all, thank you so much for joining me for this season of Alone. It is one of my favorites. I'm so happy my husband told me, just recap it, put it out there, see what people think. And y'all have certainly made this journey, memorable for me. So again, put in the comments any kind of survival show that you would like me to review or recap in the future, and I will see you around. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel.